G'day, welcome to the MacPack.
We're back.
My name's Jamie Kenner and two more left this week at All of the Man. Least likely to go to the McDonald's. It's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy?
Yes, I might grab a cheeky apple pie, but aside from that, I don't go.
And to my right, coming in at 6'1", as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the pack who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you, mate?
I'm a big frequenter at Macca's, and many Macca's at that, so I've discovered something interesting this week.
The frequent fryer
That's me.
has done a little bit of homework. He's bringing that to us off the top. Plus, I've got a little donation-specific story. We're throwing it back to episode one with a donation tale.
Wow.
Joey, I believe you're presenting some higher mark antics for the first time in a hot minute. We've got a Dan Murphy's story as well from you, Junior Boy.
That's right, boys.
And a hero we are yet to decide on. It's a massive ep. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Boys!
Brother Mingos.
How are we all? Are we all well?
Yeah, great.
I'm well fed,
Oh, well fed.
but I'm out of cash.
But he's out of cash.
Oh my
Damn, what's going on with that situation?
Boys, I discovered...
I should be the guy who does the questions and stuff. You know the top. You like do the intro and stuff. Maybe that could be me now.
Go on, do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go. Give us the intro. Here we go. Ready? What we're gonna? Should we replay the sound and everything?
Yeah, let's do
This
it.
is an audition. All right. This is very okay. Here we go. Ready, Joe? We're redoing the intro
Now.
Not the
live
intro.
as an audition. No, we're doing it all.
Too
Ready?
late.
Three. You
No,
can't
I'm-
talk
no,
a
I
big
meant
game,
like the-
play a big game. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here we go. Big excitement for Joey. The audition begins.
G'day, welcome to the MacPack podcast.
We're back. I don't do that bit normally.
This week coming in with the biggest hat, it's Jake McKenna.
I got a hat on.
And now we got in his season's merch, it's Riley McKenna. Come on in.
6'1", baby
It's
brother
just very,
with the biggest cock. That's me.
At the moment, it's just what you're wearing.
This week we've got a great Macca's story from Riley. Jace coming in with the donation stuff. What is this? Episode 1? I've got hi Mark, and we've got a fantastic story about Dan Murphys.
Let's go.
38 to go. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of the classic banter we bring to the tables each and every week. We're also on radio now.
He's just doing live.
What's up with that?
Humble
Yeah, I
brag.
misread the thing. I sort of got through everything a bit too quick. And then we've got Everyday Hero. It's a heartwarming one and a true story.
You don't know what it
All
is
right,
yet.
and now everyone, let's go and get into it.
Not terrible. Not
Like-
terrible at all. A lot of clothing specific.
Get ready for the main bit.
Oh yeah.
Boys.
Brother Mingos.
Not half bad. Not half bad. I think my job's safe.
How are we? Are we all well?
Yeah, we're good.
I'm feeling well fed, but I'm feeling out of cash.
Fantastic, Riley. Let's tell us more about that so we can get this show moving.
Boys.
Run a tight jip around here.
Boys, I discovered this week the McDonald's prices change depending on what suburb you're in.
That is
What?
I know.
That is
Shit the bed and call me Sally.
Wow. That's right, boys. I went to 2 different Maccas, ordered the same thing, but paid a different price.
That's nuts.
Bombshell.
All right, what'd you order? Where'd you go?
What do I order? Where'd I go? I work at 2 different places. With Australia's current climate and the
You
cost
need
of
to.
living.
You need
era,
to. 2's the minimum, I've heard.
2's the minimum. And that's what
Did
I'm
you know
doing.
over 1 million people in Australia work more than 2 jobs?
That's crazy.
Fantastic.
Did you know that?
Yeah, and there's how many people are in Australia?
26 million. -ish.
Damn, Jake knows stuff.
Yeah, man.
That's 1 in 26 Australians.
Yeah. Now these are facts. These are verified sort of facts.
Facts.
Shout out to the fans at home
Yeah,
who don't think
fans
we're
who say we
accurate.
lie about stuff. Well, not lie, just get stuff wrong.
That's
Very
right, boys. I work at 2 different places, and on my lunch break, like to get Macca's. I ordered a Big Mac and large fries in the same week and paid a different price.
Right, so the diet's going well.
What?
Wrong. Yeah.
Adding kilos,
We all
but
know
losing money.
we all know the price is cholesterol and it's a shorter life.
That's right. So we're gonna name and shame these places.
So
Okay.
every-
your workplaces.
So what you're saying is every venue that you're going to, every location of a McDonald's store that you're going to seems to have varied prices for different items.
Yeah, and it's only subtle. It's very, very subtle that the naked eye wouldn't notice.
Right. Clothe up that eye.
But my naked eye noticed.
Did you drive in?
I'm always a drive-through.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a big order on the way.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Pull
That's
over
right.
and order.
So we're going to shout out Albany Highway Maccas
Okay.
who are charging $4.95 for a large fries.
Okay,
But-
that's cheaper than I've ever been charged.
But at the Murdoch Drive McDonald's, you'll pay $4.80 for a large fries.
15 cents off.
That's very cheap.
That's right. But if you order in where's this? That's strange. If you order in the middle of Perth CBD,
yes.
you'll be charged $5.10.
Yes, okay. That's
I
more what
understand.
I'm a 5 pluser.
I would have guessed they cost $5.10.
Everywhere I go, it's 5 plus.
So that's a total of 20 cents disparity between the same item based off of 3 different restaurants.
Livingston McDonald's to buy chips there, large chips, $4.70.
Wow.
So is that the cheapest of the bunch?
Yeah. Even though the one on Albany Highway is definitely a lower socioeconomic
Shout out
area
to them.
because of the suburb that I was in, I'm surprised that you pay more there in comparison to some of the other ones. But also, I got the main part of the meal, the Big Mac.
The Big Mac.
On Albany Highway, Restaurant 1, I paid $7.85 for the Big Mac. But in Murdoch Drive, I paid $8.25 for the Big Mac.
Oh, okay. So the Big Mac is more expensive, but the chips are cheaper.
But when I was in the city, I only paid $7.60 for the Big Mac. That's right. So how can the chips be more expensive in the city, but the Big Mac can be cheaper in the city?
So it's not like every location's getting taxed 20 cents on all items. They're varying it. So chips are cheaper in the city, but burgers are more expensive.
Yep.
And in other locations,
No,
it's
no, no.
the opposite way around,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example.
It's random. It's random. No, there's
That
no real
is-
rhyme or reason. It's random. But when I like to get lunch, I like to get a cheeky dessert.
Okay.
So I had a look at the M&M McFlurries.
Good
How much
choice.
they're charging.
$4.50.
That's right. Flat rate of $4.50 no matter where you go in Australia.
I
that
think
because
that's
it's
because
on
it's on the
ad?
change. I think that's because it's the loose change item.
$4.50 for a
believe-
loose change.
yeah,
That is the most expensive loose change.
You need a
I've
lot of
before.
loose change.
Yeah.
You almost
I've got
need
a
all
sock
of it.
full of it.
That's almost a note.
Yeah.
But yeah, how funny is that? So you'll pay more for any item, depending on where you are.
Why do we think that is?
It's got to have something to do with economics.
See, that's what I thought. I was like, it might be that lower socioeconomic areas are paying less due to the customer demographic. But I was in a lower socioeconomic area and I paid 15 cents bucks more.
But they're not even running that as a rule because the items are changing. So like the
Yeah.
total meal might be the same, but their item split is different. Chips are cheaper somewhere, but their burgers are more expensive. I find that a little bit iffy. So it must be a management decision. Are they all like decided on? Are they all franchised?
I think so, but surely.
And
the
then in that case-
prices, they don't get to pick.
There must be a range. There must be a bracketed range where they're like large chips is anything between $4.70 and $5.10.
It's interesting
You can decide
because-
what it
and
is.
is it demand on the day? Like, what if maybe chips were going real a lot? There was lots of chips sold that day. So did the price go up?
I don't think it's like Uber.
It's interesting because for me, like, if I was getting a burger from Macca's, they're all sort of roughly the same price. Like, if say for example, Big Mac, quarter pounder, the chicken ones or whatever.
Yep.
All the ones that are in the same class, they're all sort of roughly the same price.
Yep.
And then obviously you have the cheaper ones like the cheeseburger, the filet-o-fish, and they're like a different brand. So I would be like, okay, do I want a small burger or do I want a big burger? But I'm not thinking, oh, the quarter pounder's 30 cents cheaper than a Big Mac.
Nah.
So I'm going to get the quarter pounder. You know what you're going to get.
Yes.
So I'm just thinking like, even that, would you know how much?
But I also think as a consumer, I wouldn't be thinking about it on a location to location basis.
No.
I wouldn't think that
No,
the
I just think
price
that
is going to
surely
be
they-
any different. And if it was, I'd be like, yeah, it's always more expensive here because all items are 20 cents more here than they are elsewhere.
Yeah.
But not, oh yeah.
Yeah,
If we wanted to
exactly.
be smart economically about this, I'll get my chips from south of the river and my burger from north of the river and save
Yeah.
14 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lose it on petrol. But I want to know what these prices are for you guys at home. Because I've only tested out a couple suburbs, but I want to know how much you guys are paying for a Big Mac and large fries where you are.
And more importantly, I reckon if we're interstate,
Yeah.
how does it look over there? Because if there's differences based on what street you're in WA, I imagine the difference is in the middle of Sydney
is going to be massive.
Yeah,
Would be
what do you
vastly
reckon
different.
the-
Airport's very expensive from memory, but everything's in the airport's very expensive.
Yeah, what do you reckon where do you reckon the most expensive and cheapest in Australia is?
That might
Most
be.
expensive would have to be Sydney.
Yeah, I reckon even like in like very rural. Like
Rural,
if
yeah,
there was a
true.
if there was a
Like the
Macca's in
freeway
Alice
one?
Springs.
Or even actually, this is a bit of a tangent, but I had a school trip where we went to Canberra and Sydney.
Mm-hmm. That'd
And
be nice.
on the way to Canberra, we stopped at this one Macca's in the middle of nowhere. As we stopped, we all ordered. And then an army convoy came past and they all ordered. So if they knew the army was coming that day,
Did they pump them up?
pump it up. The defense budget is massive.
Oh.
I feel like that if it's a super specific one.
Then the high schoolers came in and they're like, we can't charge him 20
Yeah,
bucks
yeah.
for a Big Mac.
I reckon the further you get out from like the middle of Australia, or sorry, the closer you get to the middle of Australia, like rural towns,
Yeah.
is where it'll become more expensive.
Yeah, which is fair. But that's also just economics.
Let's
That's
do some
smart.
research.
That's
Let's come with our findings in a couple of weeks. I like it. Alrighty, boys, exciting week during the week. Bit of an awkward situation. I live very close to a
Macca's.
shop. No,
Oh.
shop. It's staying in the world of economics. I live next to a
Yes.
shop. It's
The economics.
like I say, it's an IGA. So it's one of the where the good guys like it. What do you call it? Where the locals like it.
Do they still run with that? Juicins?
Juicins.
Shout out to Juice.
Shout
I'm
out.
surprised you even know what Juicins is.
I feel like you were BD before Juicins.
Does that with a
Juicins.
D?
I'm pretty sure it's J.
No, it's Juicins with a D.
Juice? Like deuce.
D, yeah. D.
Juicins.
No, it's like DEU.
I thought it was like JEW. SONS.
Yeah, the Juicins.
Yeah.
No, it's like juice, like orange juice.
No, it's like
Juicins.
Juicins. It's like a D. It's D. Hang on.
Put your money on it.
It's Juicins.
It actually changes depending on what suburb you're in. Juicins. We've all spelt it probably differently in Google. I'm on airplane mode, by the way. That's cool.
Juicins.
You've been flying.
I only know because mum and dad used to always call it that.
This is riveting. Okay, this is it. This is it. Yeah, that's Juicins there.
I've just found a guy with a little hat.
Juicins. Juicins.
That's it. Juicins. That's how it's.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
That's
is.
Doosan. It's basically how I spelled it, just with a
With the
Juicins.
yeah, we understand. That's sort of
There's
the
no
debate.
little
Is it?
hats here. Juicins.
Juicins.
I thought that was IGA.
Well, it used to be
Welcome to
Juicins.
IGA.
It was like a WA way to talk about it. This was not what I was expecting.
I swear I always imagined it was spelled like juicins.
No, never.
Doosan's.
No. That comment is coming. It's
Juicins.
coming back frequently, isn't it? That comment we made mention to before we got in, about not everything being super accurate on the pod.
Anyway,
Well, we cleared it up.
what were you talking about, Jake?
You live next to juicins.
I live near an IGA, so I frequent it fairly frequently because whenever you run out of something, it's a lot easier than going to Woolworths, spelled W-O.
Julesworth.
And so I go here quite a bit. But at the moment I've noticed, and it's always incredibly awkward, because I go there, let's say a couple of weeks ago I went there once a day.
Yeah.
Never for a big shop. Pick up some rolls because I'm going to make burgers, or grab some chips for dinner, for example, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like literally two items. And every time I go in there,
Healthy.
the chat is like, we do it. And at the moment, they're running with everything goes through the checkout, and the chick goes, oh, cool. And would you like to donate $2 to insert fund?
Yeah, so if you did that, you'd be down $14 a week.
Yeah, well, it's almost the amount of food that I'm buying is almost doubling in the donation. Like the packet of rolls I'm buying is $3, and they're like, "Do you want to pay $2?" And also, that situation that I'm in, regardless of the price, being asked to donate. If I asked you, okay, you've put all your food through, and I go, okay, would you like to donate to this charity? And they name the charity. Let's say for example, it's the Breast Cancer Foundation. Wonderful foundation.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. But if I said, all right, would you like to donate $2 to cancer?
No.
And that's all you say.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. No.
Okay.
Because
But are you that staunch about it? I feel like
yeah, I don't want to donate to their charity.
Yeah. What would you say? I'm going to ask you now. Would you like to donate $2?
Stop touching me!
Would you like to donate $2 to cancer?
Fob off, mate.
What would your actual response be over the counter?
Grow up. No, it'd just be...
No, not today.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah, mate, sorry.
Yeah, I say no, not today, thanks.
I think I have to say no.
And it's awkward because then like I'm making eye contact with them, and I know them very well because I'm always at the shop, so I know all the people quite.
Oh, this guy hates fucking.
Yeah, I'm there.
He
I'm
hates
there.
breasts.
He buys a lot of chicken, but he hates breasts. Yeah, no, but it's just been the most awkward situation ever because it's every day, and I can't lie. At one point, I was like, moving forward, I'll just be like, no, I did it last time. But then I was like, but they know me well enough to know she served me last time.
Well, I finished last night, and then it's this morning. So who?
It's just so awkward. I just wanted to ask, how do you boys feel about being asked to donate? Because secondly to that, if I wanted to make a donation to the Breast Cancer Foundation,
You know how I do it through Juicens.
I'm gonna do it on my own accord. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want this IGA taking credit for my goodwill.
Yeah, they use it as a tax deduction.
Yes, I want to use
The
it.
bastards.
I'll
That's
give
the
it to
whole
you
point
to
of
use as a tax.
Tax deduction, yeah. We should do a charity as the MacPack.
We sort of are.
Right,
Jack.
can
We're
you do it?
hemorrhaging cash.
What
that
does it
frequently.
mean as a tax deduction? So they pay less tax because they're raising money.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure it works for the business.
Oh, it's never stopped us speaking on something before.
But yeah, basically they take it in not as profit, but then
As it shouldn't be.
they say that it's a donation. Even so, basically it's like where they're donating the money, not you're
Yes.
donating the money.
Oh.
They're basically holding out a big pot and going, all right, chuck your money in there and then we'll donate it for you guys on our behalf.
Yeah, right.
So it has nothing to do with me. But I just, every time, I'm like being door
It's like-
stopped.
You got to think about so many companies do it.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason, and let me tell you, it's not because they love charity.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Otherwise, they would all be non-for-profits.
That's
But yeah, it's awkward at the moment because every time I go in there, no matter if I'm buying $10 worth of stuff, $20 worth of stuff, or honestly, a $3 packet or something, I'm being asked to donate. It's always $2. You want to donate $2?
$2, yeah.
And I'm like, that's such a...
Or round up. What if they say, do you want to round
We
up?
used to round up.
Yeah, do you want me to fucking punch you in the face? I don't think so. Leave my 5 cents in my...
It's a bizarre one. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. And just every time. And I know the people well, like...
Yeah,
now,
but
because
when-
it's the same chick asking me, I reckon 3 times a week, do I want to donate? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
she should get the fucking idea.
that's what I mean. Stop asking. Why do you keep asking me?
Because we used to have to do it at
the cinema,
the cinema
complex,
sometimes.
Yes.
And
I never
they
did
don't
that.
want to ask.
Nah.
They don't give a shit about the charity.
No. And when you're at a cinema complex, with all due respect to the cinema complex, pretty high prices to begin
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
The last thing people, when they're standing at the candy bar paying $120 for 3 tickets and 4 chalk tops, go, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. Chuck some more cash on that. Yeah, I reckon I've come out pretty well today. Use all that money I saved on all that popcorn, put it on that charity.
Yeah, no. I don't like it. It's like so awkward and it's a rude thing to ask someone.
If I wanted to donate,
Yeah.
guess what? I would have donated.
You should no. What you should say is,
Here we go.
There you go.
But it's
You-
not their
you-
fault.
No,
Yeah.
it's not their fault, but someone needs to hear it.
But
they-
it's not their fault. But when I used to get asked to do it, I wouldn't do it. So take that.
Yeah, yeah. You got to stick up to the man.
So what would you say? We'll finish on this show. What would
Okay,
you say to someone? I walk up to the counter. No, you walk up to the counter. I'm going to give you a bit of food.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say to you, that was $19. Would you like to donate $2 to charity?
Sorry, that's all I've got.
I'm doing pay wave.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's it. I literally can't.
Alrighty, boys, it's time for one of our favourite games. It's been a hot minute since we have played this one. Joey's usually in charge of this one. And
Dangerous.
that pattern is going to continue today. It focuses on marks predominantly.
Hell yeah.
It's called Oh Hi Mark, and it goes something like
Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. We need to guess your high mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Based on some of Joe's clues. Oh, hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. It's a game between us. Who knows who will win?
Oh Hi Mark indeed, as Joe coughs into his bow. Very excitingly, the game basically centers around a couple of facts Joe will come to the table with a respective fact, and we have to work out which mark. What was that? We have to work
You
out.
edited the song.
That
We
is
have to-
crap.
Usually you fade it down.
I was thinking that was loud and running long.
We
It
usually
was over.
then it was quiet and short. We usually So Joe, you bring. I'm sort of frazzled here.
Yeah, I bring some marks. I ask you questions about them. You say which one, or you basically it's a quiz, but it's about marks.
Yeah, Joe has a fact.
Which mark is it?
We have to work out.
Fun fact, which mark does it relate
the
to?
fact relates to. Okay.
Yeah, more or less.
How many marks we got today, John?
We've got 3, and they're all football related.
Right. As in
Last week-
AFL.
Any
Yeah,
repeat characters?
Last week we talked about a high mark.
Nice.
Oh, we did. Isaac Heaney. Yeah,
Isaac
right.
Heaney.
Tonight we'll be playing a high mark.
Nice.
Good. I like it. Yeah, okay. We don't need a pause for
You
laughter.
don't need a grin behind
We don't.
the
It's not a
mic.
live studio
We
audience.
can't hear the grin, so,
So first up, we've got Mark Pitternet.
Mark Pitnet.
I've never heard of that man.
Yes,
before.
he was the Carlton
He plays
Ruckman.
for Carlton.
What do they call him?
They call him Brad and Strength. They're his nicknames.
Strength,
They're
yeah.
his nicknames on Wikipedia.
When he's in
Matt
the- when he-
Pentinent,
Pitternet.
like the rower and broadcaster. Yeah, I found him. He's 53 years old.
Yeah,
He was
that's-
born on the 10th of October.
I don't think you found
1970. His spouse is Dementia.
no, dementia. No, Mark Pitnet is he's the ruckman for Carlton.
Oh, this is Matthew Pinsent. What's his name?
Mark
Oh,
Pitternet.
one of them.
Oh, it's spelled with a C though.
Mark Pintinent.
It's Mark with a C.
It's not really
Wait, say that again.
Pitternet. Pittonet.
Okay, it's good that I know these things before assuming about him. Let me just watch this 10-minute video about his
So
career
Mark
thus far.
Pitnet is the ruckman from Carlton. He is
Yeah.
most famous for every time he goes up in the ruck. Apparently, he yells out "strength" when he gets a hit out, which would get quite tiresome.
That's some good affirmation.
That's cool. I like that. That would piss your bloody opponent off.
Absolutely.
The next one we have is Marcus Bontempelli.
Nice.
That's a stretch.
Ah.
Mark.
It's a real stretch. Do you reckon,
Oh, if you think that's a stretch.
do you reckon he's ever been called Mark before?
Mark, it's in the family.
I know the Bont.
No, I understand it's in the family, but like, there are just a few names that don't ever get, or there are a few people. Like some people would get that. I know Andrews that get Drew and not Andy,
Yeah. And some Marcuses get Mark.
and some get Cuss.
Some get Bont. How are you getting that?
The Pell.
All right, and the last one.
The Cardinal.
The Cardinal.
The last,
Why is no one calling him the Cardinal? Bontempelli.
the last one is Oleg
Oh,
Mark.
we've had
Oh,
that before, have we not?
I don't think so.
Oh no, they did that on the front bar a couple of weeks ago. Would you tuning in?
What, Mark of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do Mark of the Year, right? And then they get a mark on the show.
Nice.
And Oleg made a fantastic revelation when he said, in fact, I am more suited to this game than anyone ever, because not only am I Mark, I am Mark of.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Which is just like unreal.
He's Mark of Oleg. That is crazy.
There you
This
go.
is going to be a fun one.
So the first question we have, Oleg and Pitnet were drafted in 2014 and 2015. They were both, their pick was the same number, although they were 1 year apart.
Okay.
What number were they the pick?
Wow. Is this a quiz?
This is closest to.
What round?
This is not how the game's normally played.
We're spicing it up.
We're spicing it up because
The game is normally, here's a fact, which mark does it relate to?
Yeah. So here's
This
the
is-
thing: Oleg and Pitnet. Not a lot of information about them online.
Wonderful. All right, so we're guessing what
And
number
we're assuming
pick.
it was round one.
But I will put it in because they're two marks of the game.
Is there a huge advantage to the bloke who literally just Googled Mark Pitnet?
I don't know if Riley would have
No.
said.
Okay.
All I know is that he's a broadcaster and a rower for the Carlton Football Club.
Do you want to get in first,
That's-
closest to the pin, or
doesn't-
we're just both going at the same time?
But write it down because if he says like a certain number, you could say, "Oh, I think it's less than that." You know.
Oh, wait, he wears that number. I probably shouldn't. Wait, does he wear that number? Yeah, I'm going to go with this number.
But yeah, think about it. They were both drafted the same number, 1 year apart. What are the chances? Pretty
All
low.
right, I've got my
They're
bet.
both named Mark, kind of.
I went with pick number 37.
37. Okay, Jake.
You can't change it. You already
No,
can't.
but it does make sense. Because I think I've even heard him speak about it. I went with pick 60. I thought he was the last person. in the
Jake
draft.
is closer. It was pick 50.
right. There you
Pick
go.
50.
50 might be the last in the draft. Actually.
Oh, okay.
All right, on to the next one. A Hollywood A-lister once starred as Bond in a commercial to promote the game internationally. Who played him?
Can I just buzz in, Jake?
Yep.
Or we're not doing. There's no closest spin. It was Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one? Luke's non-existent.
That's not one, yeah.
Luke
Liam.
is a Hemsworth.
Liam Gallagher.
It's either Liam or Chris. All right, I'll give it to you.
Liam. No,
No,
Chris.
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 Yeah.
Chris. Obviously,
Okay,
Chris.
okay.
Chris. Listed them all.
Fantastic, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So 2-0 to Jake.
What's it best out of?
3.
Best of 3.
That was a quick game.
no, first
What?
3. It's best of 5.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
oh,
Should we changing
still
it on the
alive.
fly?
Yeah, yeah.
Which brother wasn't?
Okay, give me a ranking in age order. I want oldest to youngest.
Oh.
I like this.
Oh, that's easy.
Are we just doing them at the same? Okay.
Yeah, both write them. Just write them
Organise
down.
the quiz a bit better, Joe.
Write them down
He
and then
organised it,
answer.
I've just written down Mark, and I've realised that might be a little bit confusing.
Can't be wrong though.
All right. I have my answers ready for you, Joe.
Yeah, same here. Riley, go
I'll wait till
first.
he's finished
Riley, go.
scribing.
Riley, go first.
Bont,
For oldest?
oldest, Pent, Oleg.
That's
Interesting.
That's exactly what I did.
Oh, okay, so you're both incorrect.
Pitnet oldest.
Now, Bont is the oldest, Markov is second, and then
Oh.
Pitnet. So, Bont, they're all 28 though.
Oh, it's a game of days.
So Bont is turning 29 in November. He is 24th of November in 1995. Oleg is 8th of May 1996. And Mark Pitnet is 3rd of June 1996. But can you believe it? Drafted the same number, same age.
Same
They're all
income,
Mark,
same
kind of.
starting balance.
There
Yes.
you go. All right. So that one goes to a draw or neither.
Yeah.
No
so,
one.
so Jake's on 2, Riley's on 0.
So if I get one here, it's over.
It's
If I get
yeah.
2 here,
It's a
tiebreak.
tie break, and Joe is going to shit himself.
What country
Oh,
Can't
is
say that.
Oleg from? What country
that's hard.
is Oleg from?
That is hard.
We're going to need some writing.
I'm not good with countries. I'm not good with geography.
All right.
It's an interesting name. It's spelled Olegmarkov.
Yes, Oleg Markov.
It's so annoying because I know it, but I can't.
Oh, it can't be an easy one.
It's not the one you would think.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the big one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the World War II one. Is that what you're saying?
I think a lot of countries are the World War II one. Depends the way you look at it. Yeah, Riley, do you want to have a guess first?
I'm still trying to figure out what is
It's
a
also
country
kind
and
of
what
a
is
niche
continent.
country.
Oh, nice.
Okay, it's not a continent.
Oh, it's so annoying because I actually know it.
Oh,
I hope you get it. You can go first.
no, have you written something?
Nah, I'm just going to guess after you.
No.
Oh, but not if
You guess first. You're going to guess.
Yeah, if you're going to guess,
You can't have an educated guess. 3, 2, 1.
Like I'll say Hungary, but it's not.
Close, but no.
Denmark.
No, that's
Not-
worse.
No,
That's
worse.
closest
yeah.
to the pin.
Closest Jay would get. It's Belarus.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is Russia.
boy from
adjacent.
Belarus.
I'm not that man's.
All right, one
Where's
final.
Belarus? What country is that in?
Jake's won it, but we'll do the last question.
Just for a bit of fun. I've gone real bad this time.
Who out of the 3 has a background in high jump?
Jake.
Yep.
Tentant.
It's all leg.
It is Oleg.
Oh, the
Fantastic.
The leg man.
That's why they call him the leggy. Jake's
Leggy.
taken. Oh, hi, Mark.
I've kept a clean sheet as well. I don't
Yeah.
think you got a single score.
No, that was the hardest one I've ever had to do.
Yeah, so Oleg, so he's obviously from Belarus. He didn't play AFL until he was 10 years old.
Yes.
And then he won a premiership, as did Marcus Bontempelli.
And he shouldn't have. He wasn't meant to be on the list either. He was delisted by Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
Richmond,
And then
yeah.
he tried out with Carlton, and they went, no, thank you.
Yeah, because he's been playing since he was drafted in 2015.
Yeah.
I thought he was like a new guy.
No, I loved him at Richmond.
on him.
But he was just like a back pocket with his huge gaping moustache. I was like, man, I like whatever the fuck he's doing.
There you go.
Big win for the boys. All right, Junior boy, you're a bit of a heavy drinker, I've heard.
Oh yeah. No, not really. Not really. Just but this story will make you think that I am, because
Ooh.
I went to Dan Murphy's
Drinker.
at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Hell yeah, doors
Do
are
they
opening.
open at 9?
Yeah. It's just me and a couple of the drunks.
Did you
hanging
watch him
out.
open the door?
No. Waited.
He didn't wait. He was already in there, mate.
I
Breaking
have
in.
been. I needed to like get a gift or something. Or was going to like a wine tour or something.
Good cover story.
Nice.
And I went there early one day, and let me just say, people are keen to get in first to the door. There was a line.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
What day of the week?
It's
I think it
almost-
was a weekend.
It's a pretty
Still,
big
it's
addiction.
early
Yeah,
to
you
be
would
ripping the
It's a
lid.
big addiction in our country, and we need to look out for our fellow friends. But anyway, I was there at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Pour up, baby.
Pour one out for.
That's right. It was me and Olivia's 5-year anniversary a couple weeks
Whoa!
ago. That's right. The half century. The half century.
Congratulations.
Bravo.
And
And you
I was
decided, let's get absolutely messy
Yeah, let's
before
get
10.
bucked.
I'm gonna need a drink to get through this day.
But I was like, let's get some champagne to celebrate. I love a
champagne.
bit of champagne.
You do.
Champagne
What did you get?
and beer.
The $50 one. Because it got billed through to my account. I got an email like a couple of days later from Dan Murphy's being like, did you enjoy your champagne? And I said, so much so, I don't even remember it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, 9 a.m.
So how did you pick the one you got?
It just had the little Dan Murphy deal price next to it.
Fantastic.
And I was like, cool.
Dan has never led me astray.
No, Dan has never led me astray. I love a bit of a bargain.
$50 bar. Is it $50? Is it a bargain for champagne?
It really depends on a lot of factors.
I think-
For example, what suburb were you in?
Yeah, it was the Dan Murphy liver. Shout out our gang there. And I walked in the doors and there was no security guard there.
Yeah, because it's 9 o'clock in the
Fantastic.
morning.
Right, so I go through the little, I don't even know what you call it. There's got like the knee height gate that you
Yep,
like
the
go
gate.
through. Yeah,
Security gate.
yeah. So I walked straight in, and then there was like a chick that walked past me, older lady. The older women who were working at Dan Murphy's this day were like 65. It was a weird. They must
Interesting.
get the early shifts because they're awake then. Their sciatica,
True.
whatever sciatica.
Yeah.
What is
My
that?
sciatica.
Their sciatica must act up in
Must
the
been
afternoon.
flaring up.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good champagne will do that. Fix that.
But I walk in and then like, hit my knee on the little gate they
Oh,
have,
my sciatica.
and then keep walking. And then like I'm taking my ID out of my phone because like, you always get asked every time.
Yeah.
Even though like the security by name. And then
Speak for yourself.
and then I walk past and then I was like hand
You
my
know Doug by name.
I walk past the lady and she walks past me. And then I hand her my ID and she's like, "Oh, thanks, love." And I was like, "No seckies today." And I was like,
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to fucking rob this place.
I said, "No seckies today." I was like, "No seckies this early in the morning." And I was like,
That's a dodgy
Yeah.
thing to say at any point.
And then
in
So
she
time.
just you and two other women?
and she looked up at me and she said,
You're not getting this back.
she looked up at me and just gave me my ID and just went like, and kept walking. And I was like,
I don't reckon she knows what that means.
and I was like, no, she knew exactly what I meant.
old people.
Seki.
I don't know if they
You
would.
could probably...
I pointed at the place where the Seki stands on his
and
Seki
she was
mat.
doing the Seki job.
Yeah, she knew exactly what I meant. And I was like, that was a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Definitely a sus thing to say.
Absolutely.
It would be like if, like someone was walking away from their car and you're like, didn't lock it.
and then I walked past another old lady worker on the floor and she was like,
The floor, she's on the floor.
My
She'd already been-
sciatica.
She's already been...
this champagne's fucking good, damn. Anyway, so then I walked past her and she's like, "Do you need any help, love?" And I was like, no, I'm all good, thank you, appreciate it. And I keep walking and then like they moved where the champagne was. So I went through like 5 different aisles trying to find it. Walked past it like 3 more times. Like the look of I did need help, but it was too late. And then I eventually found it. And then she was like holding bottles, like restocking the shelves, but like being really old about it, like frail. And I was like, "Oh, we're on the restock." And she was like,
Why are you talking to me? Why are you talking to everyone? Stop. Just shut up and shut up.
That's like when we used to work at the cinema and like occasionally someone would walk in like before it was open.
Yeah, all the time.
And they'd be like, you're trying to set up and they're like, oh, hey man, how's it going?
Why are you here?
Yeah, you guys watch a lot of the movies? And you're like, you're not even meant to be in the shop.
We're not open.
and yeah, and then I was like, oh, that was also another just weird thing to say, and I clearly don't know
You're
where I'm
really
looking.
stuck.
And she was like, you looking for anything specific, love? And I was like,
Just
again,
someone to talk to.
Again, I
Browsing.
don't really know what I'm after here. I'm just after
You were getting champagne.
some champagne that's relatively cheap, but good enough that makes me want to keep drinking it after the first
Yeah.
sip. And then I picked up a bottle and walked past her and gave her a smile as I walked past her again with bottle in hand this time. And I walked over to the counter and put it on the counter. And then the lady started checking me out. And this was the lady. This was a different lady. And then she started scanning my thing. And she was like, oh, do you have Dan Murphy's card? And I was like, yeah. Pulled out my phone, read Jake's number because I used Jake's card. And then she put it in. And then,
Which I love as well.
and then,
like,
oh, wait,
I
no,
don't
she
know what
was the
you're
lady that I gave my ID to when I entered the store.
Okay.
doing. Seki. Fake
Yeah,
Seki.
fake Seki. The first one that I was like, that was a weird thing to say. And then she was like, so she'd already checked my ID. But then like it pops up with date of birth. They have to punch in the date of birth of every sale.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do.
yeah.
And
Do
then-
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it popped up and I saw her like thinking. And I was like, do you want my ID again? And she was like, no, it was all good. It was 1404, right? And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, I think so.
This kid is.
And I was like, what am I doing?
I think so. That's arguably the worst thing. I think that. Let me just check.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know what the fucking guy put on it. But
That's around the time that everyone gives me gifts, I guess.
But it was like the most like fake ID thing to say to anyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
how
Obviously,
she
I know when
remembered
my
that?
birthday is. And she
The fact that she can remember it more than you every year.
Yeah, I watched her
we
pause.
gather.
Like, she put in 14.4 after I said that and paused and was like, what? And then I'd already paid and she was like, have a good one. Do you want it back? I was like,
I don't.
you're
yeah.
selling. How cheap?
do the adults usually get one?
Do you need my ID again?
To the adults usually.
But I was like, fucking it. And I can't be like, you can't say anything more because any more words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
She would have just been like, I'm sorry, I can't sell you this.
You're
weird."
clearly drunk.
Yeah. You're clearly not of age because you're not sure when your birthday is. And you were weirdly happy about there not being a security guard.
Everything is just screaming.
Yeah, and you had no idea where to go in the shop.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is the worst interaction. It's 9 a.m. as if I've tried to like sneak in on doors enter.
Yeah.
Because like there might be less people there. Yeah, but that's pretty. Yeah, that's crazy, right? I'm 21 and I don't know how to buy a bottle of wine.
Don't know how to talk to people. Boys, time for our favourite weekly segment. It's our only weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero. Now, this week's Everyday Hero is going to a pal of mine
Nice.
who had myself and the boys around and our partners around
Nice.
last week.
It's a man who has room.
Gals and dolls.
Yes.
Guys and dolls.
Guys and dolls. Sorry, yeah.
Come on, Jake.
Can we start again?
Sin bin. So he recently has just purchased a place of his own, which is absolutely fantastic. He had all the boys around a couple of weeks ago, just for like a very masculine,
soft launch.
Yeah, a very
Yeah.
masculine.
Get the
soft-
testosterone out.
Didn't have any furniture. Pardon? Didn't have any.
Couple words then.
Didn't have any furniture or anything, which was hilarious. 'Cause
Oh, nice deck chair.
everyone just got their
Dick chair.
everyone just got their
PlayStation
decks
5.
out, and we just sat on our decks for a few hours. But that was very funny. Very good night. Some of the boys, very good morning as well. It really did carry on
Nice.
to quite the AM. But the other night we were there with the gals. Everyone's a little bit more tame is probably the word
Less
to
deck,
use.
less deck energy.
Yeah, when all the gals are there.
Boring.
But in doing so this time round, and the nervousness that I noticed,
Gals and dolls.
the difference I noticed between the two different occasions, being only like a month apart, if that, was that on this occasion we all perched up. We're loving it, watching a bit of footy. He's got TV and everything sorted. He's got a few couches organised, so we're all sat in there, perched,
Nice.
ready to go.
Let's go.
And but the big surprise is why he's getting this week's Everyday Hero.
What did he do?
When we attend events as lads, I don't know if it's the same as you boys. Is there much of a food offering when you guys go to your mates' places for parties?
I wish.
Let's say it's practically never food.
Uber
correct?
Eats,
No.
everyone get their own.
Unless like we're going, unless like dinner's on the cards.
Yeah, I've had boys around like all the time, and we just don't. Eating's not really something that
Yeah,
you
grow up, boys.
organise.
You don't break bread with your friends.
Not often, unless they're coming like we've had a few nights where we've watched the footy and whatnot with a few of the boys, and it's just like, okay, I'll run up and grab some pizzas, or we'll get pizzas delivered, or we'll go get like fish and chips or something, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, no pre-planning,
No.
never pre-planned.
No.
Never
But on this occasion, we were there and a lot of pre-planning. I walked into the kitchen when we first got there, put all the beers in the fridge and whatnot. Huge cheese platter organised with like with the little bicky crackers. There was
Bickies.
prosciutto.
Cracker.
The Lord's meat, prosciutto was there, and like
Prosciutto.
by the pound. Apparently, there was a lot of
Wow.
prosciutto. There was salami. There was cheese. The whole assortment on a cheese board. Very flash, very nice, incredibly well cut up.
Nice.
And then as the night went on, I was like, man, that's fantastic. I helped myself to quite a bit of that.
King.
And then as the night went on, we went out the back.
Yep, the back.
Perched. We were perched out the back.
Perch.
Going on the back.
Sushi. An absolute pissing amount of sushi. Like so
You
much.
made.
So much sushi. No, he does make it. But he didn't make it on this occasion. He just
Silver.
he had it delivered. Had sushi delivered. And there would have been like a hundred
How do I
rolls.
become friends with this guy?
100 rolls of sushi. Like all the, like it was
You don't
chicken,
even like sushi.
chicken
He got the platter. He
teriyaki,
ordered the platter.
chicken teriyaki, chicken katsu.
Nice.
Katsu was there.
Katsu
Tuna.
tunes. There was all
Salmon?
sorts. Veggie.
Veggie,
Oh.
cool.
There was heaps and
Oh,
heaps and
yeah,
heaps of sushi,
gross.
which was fantastic. No one really predicted that there was going to be food, and so incredibly we
I'm
were
excited
just
to hear what the third course was.
settled. We were just like overthrown by how exciting all of this stuff was. He poured out some champagne for everyone with
Champagne?
champagne that he got bought when he bought the place. They gave it to him as a gift, and he poured one out for everyone to celebrate.
Pour one out.
To cheers, pour one out and four, and to cheers like the big momentous night and whatnot.
Let's go. It
was
a
just-
house. It was a warm house.
It was the
Chairs?
cutest. It was the cutest thing. Chairs, the whole lot, very cute. But the actual food itself is the reason that he's getting this week's Everyday Hero.
Let's
Because he
go.
went above and beyond, and he went past the expectations of what the boys have expected,
That's massive.
or come to expect at least, over the last probably best part of 15 years. We don't.
Cheese, prosciutto, and sushi.
Does that make it stressful for
Absolutely.
the next host?
Absolutely, it does.
Prosciutto is
Are
expensive.
you just going to pop out the old snack?
Yeah.
Have a couple of snack platters?
a snack.
And then
They're French, right?
is there a cheap version of sushi?
Sushi.
Do it
The
yourself
Cole stuff.
kind of thing.
I feel like the time that goes into doing it yourself.
Yeah, do it
isn't
yourself
worthwhile.
is. I mean, unless it's real shit, but the effort is there.
It was really nice. I'm not a big sushi guy. I ate a bit of sushi. Good.
Yeah, he's trying new
shit.
things.
Did you try katsu?
No. Oh yeah, I think so.
Let's go. That's like the KFC version.
Yeah, that was good. I've
yeah,
never had that
yeah.
before. That's the first time I've ever had that
Mum's
one.
been gatekeeping katsu from us.
I normally get
too
teriyaki,
long.
but
Yeah, I know.
katsu.
Teriyaki shits. I mean, katsu shits on teriyaki.
I thought katsu up until now was cats in a soup. Mind blown. Mind blown.
That's
When I saw it in
stew.
sushi form last night.
It's
So this week's Everyday Hero is going to the good pal of mine
breaking bread.
for going above and beyond, for breaking the bread, and for bringing the boys
Fantastic.
a little bit of a delicacy.
He's
They
lifted-
don't necessarily need.
He's lifted the.
He's lifted the bar.
That's it. I'm excited to see.
He's lifted
What
the
happens
sushi
next?
train.
That's huge. What's up?
All right, boys, that just about brings us to the end of another episode of the podcast. Before we finish up, we got a little review that came in a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to bloody get to it.
What happened?
Been meaning to get
What
to
did they
it.
say? These little.
So this one
rascals?
comes from am_I 2004.
The question remains.
And they said, Cracker Podcast. Always puts a smile on my face whenever I'm listening to this podcast. So massive shout out to whoever am_I2004 is. We've got a whole bunch of reviews on there.
Yeah, fantastic.
And keep sending them through. We love the reviews on Apple Podcasts.
The Cracker Podcast, and we were just talking about crackers.
That's huge.
There we
Living
go.
up to the name.
Crackers and bickies, that's what we do.
Very fitting. So yeah, jump on Spotify if you haven't already rated us 5 stars and ping us a DM. We love reading out your DMs.
Yeah.
Get in contact
Get
with
in
us.
the mailbag. We got one last week.
We did, yeah. So fling us a message and we'll chuck it in the mailbag.
Let's do it. Let's bloody do the thing. Thanks for the review.
Thank you very much for the review. Boys, until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mum a hug.
It's Jeff for now, but not forever.